Hello, this is my project about rockets. So rocketry, there's two parts in rocketry, physics and chemistry. Physics can be used to determine rocket trajectory and speed, and chemistry can be used to make rocket fuel. The materials I used for this project were an A83 motor, a B44 motor, a C67 motor, and a rocket exterior, recovery wadding, a parachute, and you need a big space to launch it. The procedure is you put the rocket motor inside the rocket, make sure the nozzle is facing out, and then you put the starter inside of the nozzle and make sure it's touching the nozzle. Then you put the starter plug to keep the starter in place. And then you put the teeth from the wires on the starter. And then you mount the rocket on the launch pad, and then you put the safety key in from the igniter, and then you press the launch button and then it launches. How the rocket works. The rocket is made from a powder and is ignited electronically. The rocket creates a discharge at the end for the parachute to deploy. The discharge happens on the opposite side of the nozzle. Recovery wadding is put between the parachute and the rocket to keep the parachute from heating. The A83 motor went 324 feet high, the B44 motor went 823 feet high, and the C67 motor went 1,714 feet high. Total impulse is the thrust multiplied by the amount of time the thrust is. So the A3 had a 2.3 Newton impulse, the B44 had a 3.8 Newton impulse, and the C67 had an 8.8 Newton impulse. My hypothesis is if I use the C motor, it will have better value. Independent variable was the rocket motor, and the dependent variable was the height. I am testing what rocket motor has the highest value. This will be determined using this by taking the square root of the altitude and dividing it by the cost. My hypothesis is the C67 motor will have the best value because it can go very high. So this is a picture of the parachute deploying. And then these are pictures of how the rocket motors look. Real world. In real rockets, solid rocket fuel is made from a mixture called the grain, and liquid rocket fuel is made from oxidizer and fuel, which the fuel may vary. One of the types of fuels was hydine, and it was used on the first launch to space.